like a hypnotic state. I'm going to ring our bowl once and then get started with you. So lie down on your back and begin to prepare your body for Yoga Nidra. As much as possible, your body is in a straight line from the toes to the head. Your legs slightly apart. Your arms are slightly away from your torso. With the palms of your hand either facing up or down. Allow any natural adjustments of your body that bring you to a place of comfort. First, close your eyes lightly and then open them again. Now allow them to close more deeply. Allow yourself to experience the Yoga Nidra without any effort. Just follow my voice. And if you're unable to experience some of the suggestions or visualizations, just let them go by and continue the Yoga Nidra without worrying about it. Now, with your body steady and comfortable, notice the level of relaxation in your body. Take a deeper breath. And as you exhale, try to double the level of relaxation of the whole body. Notice your level of relaxation now. And once again, as you exhale, allow your level of relaxation to double again. Notice the weight of your body on the floor and allow each part of the body to become heavier. Sense the heaviness of your legs and feet. Sense the weight of your pelvis against the earth and allow your pelvis to become heavier. Sense the weight of your torso and spine and allow it to sink down into the earth. Notice the weight of your shoulders and arms and allow them to become heavy as if melting to the earth beneath. Sense the weight of your head on the earth and allow that sense of weight and connection to increase so your head becomes one with the earth beneath. Now sense your whole body sinking down into the earth, completely relaxed, stable, and with ease. I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And as you listen to each number, you're going to relax one aspect of your being. 1, become aware of your physical body. Relax in your physical body completely. 2, become aware of your breath and soften your breath. 3, become aware of any thoughts and feelings, and without needing to change them in any way, simply soften them and allow them to rest. 4, become aware of your inner observer, the one who watches the body, the mind, and the breath, and allow your inner witness to rest. 5, even more deeply, notice the very essence of your being, that which exists beyond all roles and conditioning, the inner self, whose qualities are lightness, ease, and freedom, and rest deeply. From this place of deep connection, allow an affirmation to arise spontaneously from within your being. Repeat it 3 times silently, with deep feeling, as an intention to guide you in this journey. Normally, affirmations are said as I am statements. So I am whole, I am healed, I am rested, whatever it is you want to say. We'll now begin the rotation of consciousness by moving through the different parts of your body. As you move from part to part, listen intently to my voice. You can say the name of the body part silently to yourself. Visualize that part of your body. Feel the sensations contained there, and then sense the movement of awareness from one part to the next. Bring your attention to your right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, right wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, right shoulder, right armpit, right ribs, right waist, right hip, right thigh, right knee, right lower leg, right ankle, right heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe. Now sense the whole right side of the body, the right side of the body, the whole right side of the body. Next, bring your awareness to your left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, left wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, left shoulder, left armpit, left ribs, left waist, left hip, left thigh, left knee, lower leg, left ankle, left heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, Now sense the whole left side of the body, the left side of the body, the left side of the body. Now sense both feet together. Now the backs of both legs, the buttocks, the low back, the mid back, the upper back, the shoulder blades. Now the front of the body, the shins, the knees, the front of the pelvis, abdomen, solar plexus, chest. Now bring your attention to the neck, back of the neck, front of the neck, right side, left side, the whole neck. Now bring your attention to the head, feeling the back of the head, the point that touches the floor, the top of the head, the right side of the head, the left side of the head, the front of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, right eye, left eye, right temple, left temple, right cheek, left cheek, right nostril, left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, jaw. Now sense the inside of the mouth, floor of the mouth, roof of the mouth, tongue. Now sense the entire head, the entire head, the entire head. Finally, sense the entire body, the entire body, the entire body, the presence of your whole body totally relaxed upon the earth. As you rest with deep awareness of the body, you'll become aware of sense perceptions within it. Sense your body as very heavy. The legs are heavy. The pelvis is heavy. The torso is heavy. Shoulders, arms, and hands are heavy. The senses are heavy, as the head is heavy. The nose and sense of smell are heavy. The mouth and sense of taste, the eyes and sense of sight. Sense the eyes sinking all the way back into the earth. The skin and sense of touch are heavy, and the ears and sense of hearing are heavy, as if sinking down into the earth. Sense your whole body as heavy, becoming one with the earth below. Now sense your body as very light. The legs are light. The pelvis is light. The torso is light. The shoulders, arms, and hands are light, as if levitating above the earth. The head is light, and the senses themselves are light. The nose and sense of smell are light. The mouth and sense of taste, the eyes and sense of sight. Sense the eyes levitating above the earth. The skin and sense of touch are light. The ears and sense of hearing are light, as if levitating above the earth. Sense your whole body is light, levitating above the earth. Now bring your awareness to your breath, the natural flow of your breath. Each inhale, each exhale. Do not try to change the rhythm. Keep the flow totally natural, no effort. Just feeling the breath in the body, the areas that naturally expand and relax. Now sense a channel of subtle energy infused with crystal white light that runs from the base of your body at the perineum to the crown of your head. Breathe slowly up and down this channel of energy. With each inhale, breathe upward along the channel, sensing crystal light ascend as you count from 1 to 5. And with each exhale breath, the crystal light descends along the channel as you count from 5 to 1. Resting in the space of openness at the crown of your head, visualize the following images as I say them. A landscape of red rocks, sculpted by the wind. A landscape of red rocks, sculpted by the wind. A crescent moon in a multicolored dawn. A crescent moon in the multicolored dawn. A bonfire on a beach with the sound of crashing waves. A bonfire on the beach with the sound of crashing waves. White clouds floating across a perfectly blue sky. White clouds floating across a perfectly blue sky. Your body bathing in the light of the full moon. Your body bathing in the light of a full moon. The snow-covered Himalaya mountains stretching infinitely. The snow-covered Himalaya mountains stretching infinitely. We're going to go on a journey. See yourself at the beginning of a trail with the snow-covered Himalayas in the distance. You set out along this trail, immersed in the present moment and all the details of the natural world around you. The trail is bordered by meadows of brightly colored wildflowers, and beyond these, majestic rhododendron trees covered with bright red spring blossoms. You journey on, taking in the scenery with the infinite Himalayas as the background scene. In the distance is a roaring river racing down a steep mountain gorge. As you come closer, you see that the only way to cross it is on a wooden rope bridge, swaying in the wind currents, rising up from the churning water. You hesitate for a moment and then go deep inside, where you find a place of strength and equanimity, a place always undisturbed by anything in your surroundings. You attune to your breathing and cross the river step by step with grace and ease, guided by the light from within your own being. Once across, the trail ascends and you enter a canyon that frames a single, infinitely high mountain peak, which allows you to sense your oneness. As you reach the top of the canyon, you find a beautiful solid stone house with a doorway. You enter the house and find at the center an enormous crystal, wider and taller than your body. Directly in front of it, there's a soft seat for meditation, where you sit and close your eyes, sensing immediately that you feel the crystal's energy and luminosity. And deep within the crystal, you sense an image of yourself, but it looks different. It's the image of your essence. It's whole. It's only comprised of the qualities of your true being: wholeness, harmony, peace, and a deep knowing that you are that which you seek. So infused with these essential qualities, you complete your meditation and you begin your return journey, descending and appreciating all the sights and the sounds along the way, sensing that you can integrate the qualities of your essential being into your daily living. As you come back to the beginning of the trail, you take a moment to rest. Infused with these qualities, you're completely at peace, and then you return to the location where we began. So as we end our practice today, repeat the sankalpa, the intention you set at the beginning, 3 times. And then we're going to slowly return, counting back from 5 to 1. 5, we notice the essence of our being, our inner self. 4, we become aware of our inner observer, the one who watches our body. 3, we become aware of any thoughts and feelings without needing to change them. We simply accept them. 2, we become aware of our breath. And 1, we become aware of our physical body in the space we are in. We start to quietly move parts of our body, a little bit at a time, maybe our fingers, maybe our toes, maybe a shrug of the shoulder. gentle rocking of the neck or anything. Our Yoga Nidra is now complete. You want to take your time making your way gently to a seated position. Be very careful with yourself. And then before we leave, let's just talk about how that landed with you.
Well, thank you, Andrea. That was wonderful.
Good. So you think that's something you could listen to on your own and just get into a restful place?
Yeah, it reminds me of my 5th grade teacher. I think she was a pretty smart woman. She, after recess every day, she had everybody, put your head on the desk, and then she'd go clear from your toes to your head, relax every muscle. And I thought that really stood with me for years. That's
Very
the
cool.
exercise she did. And I thought,
Wow.
pretty smart lady.
Yeah. So I'll cut down this section and send it to you. I may not get to it till tomorrow because the rest of my day is pretty packed. And I think did I ever send you last week's video?
I'll look.
Okay. If I didn't, I have it. I just may have forgotten to send it.
My life has been pretty crazy. I think, my son and their family's living with us
right now.
They move on the 8th of September. I'm so excited.
Yay. I know, as much as we love them,
Yeah.
once they're out of the house, it's really an adjustment to have them back in the house.
Yeah. Well, the oldest boy, he's on the spectrum and he's very difficult, and he's hard to like. I mean, I hate to say that about your own grandchild, but it's true. And I just struggle being with him every day.
Yeah.
The rest of them are awesome, but he is a tough one. That's why I couldn't be a teacher, or kids like him. That just, he's hard, and I'm sure you have one every year.
I did. I had a lot of them, and it took a lot of patience, but people have told me I'm probably one of the most patient people they know. So
yeah, and I think, probably when he grows older, he'll be a lot better, but right now,
how old is he?
He's 7, I think. Yeah.
And is he in with teachers that are really good with working with people on the spectrum?
I don't know. He just started school this week. And
so you're not sure what his teacher's like, because that can make such a huge difference, if you have the right teacher. And also, believe it or not, the right diet is crucial for kids on the spectrum. Like if they can eliminate as much sugar as possible. I know it's hard.
Yeah, I'll let her know that.
Because, the fact is sugar kind of sends us up and down in blood sugar. And those blood sugar spikes and going down affect the emotions and things like that. So it's, dietary interventions can be really effective for kids on the spectrum. But you have to, I mean, they're not going to be happy, especially if you haven't been, and especially when they see everybody around them eating junk.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's oh my goodness, he's tough. I would be much stricter with him, but I'm not his mom.
Yep.
And so I just have to learn.
So it's your son, and it's your son's son, right?
Yes.
Oh, that makes it so much more difficult, because I have, and I'm going to have that. That's all I'm going to have, because I have 3 sons, that there's only so much interfering that daughter-in-laws will take from a mother-in-law.
That's right. That is so true. And because I've had my daughters live here too, and it's so much easier. They kind of know what I expect. They know how I roll. My daughter-in-laws don't. They're here all the time. So I I just know it's gonna be better when they're in another house. But
Absolutely. But you're doing a
at
good
this
thing
time,
doing
I
this.
try not to ruin the relationship. I want to keep it strong.
I know. And it's so funny because my son, he watched the way my husband and I interacted, and my husband is so accommodating to me. So that's the lesson he learned. He's incredibly accommodating to his wife. So
Yeah.
I have to respect that because he has a dad who basically did that for me.
Yes.
So we moved close to my mom. We didn't move close to my mother-in-law, you know?
Oh,
So it's like, okay, Andrea, now you're reaping what you sowed. You made your husband move all over the country so that you could be near your mom. And now you have a son in Brazil, so his wife can be near.
oh, really? Is she Brazilian?
She is. And so my
Oh, wow.
granddaughter lives 5,000 miles away. But
That is hard
it is really hard.
because, well, I have a daughter. She lives in Chicago. She has 4 kids. She has a set of triplets.
Wow.
Yeah, but I know she's going to be back here in about 4 or 5 years, so that
Mm.
helps.
And I don't think they're ever going to move back. And my son speaks to my granddaughter all the time in English, but everything else she hears is in Portuguese. So it's really hard, you know, and she understands everything we say in English, but she's going to answer us back in Portuguese. And so I'm like at a loss, like, what's she saying? Somebody
Are you
tell
trying
me.
to learn Portuguese then?
It's really a hard language, though. I mean, I learned Spanish pretty easily, but Portuguese is twice as hard as Spanish because it's a mixture of Spanish, German, Italian. It's
Oh my
like,
gosh.
and it has guttural sounds like in German. They don't pronounce R's. So, like, you know, it's not Rio de Janeiro, it's Rio de Janeiro.
Mm,
And, you know, but it's spelled R-I-O. So
right.
you have to remember never to pronounce the R's at the beginning of words. So there's lots of difficult parts of the language. So
Oh, that's interesting.
it is,
Well,
yeah.
one thing that I've realized with my kids, and I have quite a few, is they have made me discover more parts of the world I would have never gone to without them.
True.
Sounds like that's with your case too, for sure.
Yes. They're gonna, I know, because I raised such independent children and now I got to deal with independent children.
That's right. What's he do in Brazil for a living?
Both of them work for the same multinational company. It's Mondelez, and Mondelez is the owner of Nabisco. My son's a chemical engineer and she is a product scientist. So she works on the development of flowers, but they met in the United States. She was here on a visa. She wanted to work in this country. She went to graduate school here in the United States. So she's fluent in English and Portuguese. And my son is now fluent in both. They've been down in Brazil for 4 years, and they transferred them because she wanted to move back to home. They transferred the 2 of them. They paid for them to transfer from New Jersey down to Brazil. And her parents were thrilled to have her close by. And she's got 2 other sisters down there. And one of her sisters has 2 other children. She's got her mom and her dad down there. So she's got all the support that she wants. And
Does he like it there?
he loves it. He was
Oh,
my one kid that, you know, when his first job out of college was for Merck Pharmaceuticals. They stationed him in Singapore. He loved it. He traveled all over the far west. So he's got a traveling soul, and, you know, he loves other cultures, doesn't mind it at all.
yeah.
And so he's quite, and then my second son is probably going to end up in Jacksonville, Florida, which is about 6 hours away. Right now he's in Tampa, but they don't like Tampa, he and his future wife. So they're going to be 6 hours away. And then my baby is in New York City. He's on Wall Street. And and so I'm not a big New York City girl, but
Is he like a stockbroker? What's he do?
he was in investment. He was in what's it called? Investment banking. He's now just transferred into private equity. So he's 24 years old. He's paid off all of his school loans.
Wow.
I mean, he like, he's like financially, if I could have been that smart financially at 24,
Yeah,
took me to 50.
yeah.
And then I started figuring out how not to keep paying interest to credit cards, but like I lived in debt my whole life, and somehow 2 of my kids are in finance.
Oh, that's interesting. My oldest son, I swore he would go into finance, but he went into dentistry with his dad. And he told me since, he goes, Mom, I probably would have been happier in finance. And because he's just constantly thinking about finance.
Yeah. And my boys are so focused on it. And their dad, my husband's a lawyer, he's an attorney. None of them wanted to be attorneys. But
Yeah.
my oldest son is a scientist, and I was a high school science teacher. So actually I was his science teacher. So that kind of, I mean, that was sort of nice to me, that like I taught him science well enough that he wanted to go into that field. But the other 2 both went into finance,
That's
so,
interesting.
yeah. I figured they'll be able to support us when we age. Although this is a funny, I have to tell you the funniest story ever. I told my son that I'm making more money this year at age 63 than I've made in my life. And he goes, Mom, Warren Buffett didn't start making money till he was in his late 60s. So you're still on track to become a billionaire. I was like,
Well,
I don't think so, but thanks, honey, for having that confidence in me.
yeah, well, like you said, maybe he'll be very generous with you and go on some fabulous trips or something together.
Exactly. So it's very cute. And since I only have sons, I'm so happy I have good, close relationships with them. So,
Yeah.
because I don't have a daughter, I don't have anyone to, do what I did with my mother. So that was always a big fear of mine. Like, who am I going to talk to? I talk to my mom like every day.
Yeah.
But my boys do call me almost every day, and
Oh, that's nice. I love my daughter-in-laws too. Feel lucky that way.
I do like my daughter-in-laws, but they don't want my advice, and that's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
They don't want my advice.
Well, I've heard one time, don't ever give your married children advice. Even if they ask for it, even then be cautious. So
That's true.
I try really hard to think about that.
Yeah, and I think our parents did too much of that. At least my parents did. And,
Definitely.
I don't want to make the same mistakes, because
Yes.
luckily they did like my husband, but at first they didn't. They were like, they didn't want me to marry him. They didn't think he'd make a good husband. Well, I've had the best marriage of all the kids,
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like, okay, mom and dad, you read that one wrong. They
Yeah.
both passed away, and it was my husband and I that took care of them in their last years of life.
Oh,
The guy they didn't like.
really?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, my parents were like, oh, he's a hick from Idaho. My parents weren't too impressed either, but yeah, he's their favorite now.
yeah. Yeah. So we
Oh,
picked good ones, thank goodness.
yeah,
Well, I'll see you next week, right?
that's great.
Okay, dear. Have a
Thank you.
great weekend. And I'll send you this as soon as I edit. It'll probably be tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.